The NAMM 2021 show was canceled this year. Well, not canceled, it was virtual, and it was a lot of fun. You got to attend via Zoom and got to see a lot of releases from different manufacturers. But when it came to the world of keyboards and the world of pianos, we did not see a lot of releases because there's been a constraint on production. Yamaha surprised us, though, with the Yamaha DGX-670, and we are thrilled to talk about it today. I'm very excited to let you guys know what are the differences between the 670 and the 660. Let's check it out. Hi, Patrick Marr with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We really appreciate all the support, and we love making you guys content. Well, today, I'm very excited to talk about the Yamaha DGX-670. The DGX series is a little bit different than any of Yamaha's offerings, and I really appreciate it because it's an affordable keyboard, essentially. They call it a portable grand, but it's an affordable keyboard that offers you a lot of the technology that's in that Clavinova series that people just love and they gravitate towards, and specifically the CVP series. So it kind of takes that technology but brings it into the price range of their P series. And so their P series is the portable series. You have the P45, the P125, the P515, and those price range from $449 all the way up to $1,500. And this kind of falls in right at the middle. It's not considered part of that P series, but it is in that price range and kind of has some similar features as far as the action goes and as far as some of the piano sounds traditionally. And so it's just really exciting to see Yamaha come to the NAMM show. It was a very different NAMM show this year. It was done virtually. A lot of manufacturers opened it up to the public and said, hey, you can tune in. We're going to make a couple announcements here and there. But specifically in 2020, there was a lot of production kind of nightmares for these manufacturers, and not only with factories shutting down, but then ports, cities trying to get all the inventory over to the United States and then distribute it. It's been very difficult to get affordable keyboards this year, and especially in the fourth quarter, we saw a lot of people buying for Christmas and saying, hey, we wanted to start little Susie, little Johnny on an instrument, and we're not the only music store that ran out of a lot of these entry-line keyboards. The DGX, if you haven't ever seen the series, is really just a cool kind of utility instrument that doesn't only focus on piano. So when you're looking at the P series from Yamaha, piano is the thing it's trying to highlight. And so whether you're at the P45 all the way up to the P515, they're trying to offer a great sample, a great sound, a great feeling instrument. No exception here, the DGX does have a great sound, it does have a great feel, but it also has, as you can see, a whole bunch of buttons. So this is the 660. The 670s we're expecting next month, so be on the lookout. We're going to do some sound samples and things like that. I know Yamaha has released, as part of their PR release statement, they've released a video that has a lot of the samples and the sounds on it. So be sure you watch that to hear what it sounds like. But really we wanted to highlight just the major differences and what you can be excited for if you were looking for the 660 and now maybe looking for the 670, or if you have the predecessor and are thinking of upgrading. One of my favorite upgrades in the new one is going to be that CFX sampling. And so Yamaha has continuously brought the CFX into more affordable sound engines or more affordable instruments as you move through the Yamaha line. The CF sample had been on the 660 and the 650, the predecessors, and that CF series was what was before the CFX piano that Yamaha has now. It's that 9-foot concert grand. So Yamaha took that 9-foot, they took stereo sampling, and they've brought it here into the $799 DGX 670. And so something that they took away, which was interesting, is they really are kind of promoting this as a portable grand. And so the cabinet set that came with the predecessor to the 660 it doesn't seem like it's going to be on the 670. So sorry, the 660 had like a built-in case that came with it when you purchased it. It had like a wooden, they're basically wooden stands that build onto the sides that is no longer available on the 670. It might be available, it doesn't come included, and so that is something they did take away. Also, the user interface is going to be a lot more user-friendly. They're redoing the screen. If you've ever seen the 660 or the 650, it was just like a blue and white screen that was kind of hard to read. They're doing a new user interface that kind of mimics what you can expect from the CVP line. So a lot of the technology, some of the sounds, some of the styles from the CVP 701, which is a much more expensive clavinova. It's the entry line into their CVP series. They're bringing that and they're putting it into the DGX, which that's kind of what I'm excited for. It's styles, it's sounds that are upgraded. It's a user interface that makes a lot more sense than the blue graphic display on the 660. It's gonna just be a lot easier to use and I think a lot more fun. It seems like the buttons are gonna be more streamlined too. There's not gonna be so many options. One of my favorite things that we've talked about on this channel before, but when it comes to a portable instrument like this that has speakers, sometimes it's very nice to be able to connect it via Bluetooth. And so the new DGX-670 will have a Bluetooth audio streaming. So you can connect your phone, your iPad, anything that has Bluetooth capabilities, connect it audio in onto this. And so if you want to look up a YouTube video or if you have Spotify or Apple Music, you can take advantage of this speaker system. It's still going to have the 12 watts of power, 6 watts aside as far as the casing goes, but you'll be able to use that as an audio player system, so you can have it coming through while you're playing along to it and doing a whole bunch of lots of cool stuff, drum sounds, bass sounds, guitar sounds. One of the big things here is this kind of technology I think promotes music overall, and it doesn't focus as much on piano only. And so if that's something that you're trying to get your kids involved in music overall, the DGX might be a great starting point because it does have the weighted keys. It has that GHS action that stays the same from the 660 onto the 670. So a great action. It's graded hammers. So if you're in the bass section, it's going to be a heavier action. As you move up, it's going to get lighter. You have the weighted keys. Teachers will love that. Teachers will also love that it's 88 keys. But it has, just really cool technology. You can record on it, you can multi-track, and then you can play along with styles. So we'll be demoing all that once we get the 670 here in stock. But just wanted to highlight a couple of those unique features that are going to upgrade the 670 and I think makes it a very attractive price point at $799 and just a really cool instrument. The last thing I wanted to point out is on the 660, you could only record in standard MIDI file, SMF. On the new 670, it can record in a WAV file. So a much higher resolution of recording is WAV file, but not only that, an SMF is a MIDI file. And so before you had to take that MIDI file and then maybe go plug it into a digital audio workspace and assign a sound to it and say, hey, that was a piano track and here's the MIDI file, and it matches it up. Now you can basically pull the WAV file out, and if you have the space on email, you can email it over, you can Dropbox it, and it will be a listenable format, whereas the MIDI file is not listenable right out of the gate. You need an interface or something to sync the MIDI file up. So just really cool. You can still plug in a microphone and use this as kind of like a karaoke fun machine. So just very versatile, a very cool release from Yamaha, and we are excited to get our hands on it. We'll be bringing you guys some demos on it, as well as a comparison against the 660 and the 670. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio. Again, you can find us online at alamomusic.com, where we have a chat agent available. If you have any questions or if you want to make a pre-order on the 670, I know these are going to be very popular. And if you're really thinking about it, putting your name in the hat and saying, hey, give me one when it comes out, that's probably a smart idea, because I think this is going to be a bestseller for Yamaha, and we're really excited to get our hands on it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.